Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and for today's vlog, it is something special as it is requested by some of my subscribers in YouTube. So the request is for me to give at least 10 tips in hosting, since I am a host, an event host, and of course by this time, I'm going to share to you tips based on my own experience in hosting events. So are you now ready? Let's get it on. Our first hosting tip for you to become a good master of ceremony or MC is, of course, you need to practice. Why practice? Of course, prior to hosting an event, you need to have an idea as to what to do in hosting an event. For example, you have to memorize or familiarize some hosting lines that you have heard from hosts in events, in different events, say birthdays or debuts. Okay, so right after familiarizing or memorizing some lines in different events, pageants, birthdays, debuts, now this time, here's our second tip. The second tip is you need to read the script or the program in advance, say an hour or a few minutes before the event. So this is to give you an idea as to how the event will run. Okay, so with that, you can now make a draft of your script and you can practice what lines are you going to make use during the actual event. And now for our third tip, be presentable. Yes, it is very important that you are presentable in facing your clients or your audience. Why? Because you'll be talking a lot in front of them, and it is very important that you have dressed well so that your audience and your clients will have a very good impression of you. And the fourth tip is you need to relax. Yes, it is very important that you are relaxed. Say, for example, you are about to host a pageant and the pageant will start in 20 minutes. And it so happened that you have this list of barangay officials or, let's say, sponsors that you are to acknowledge, and some of them are already on their seats. You need to take that time to read some names and acknowledge them. For example, I would like to acknowledge the presence of our barangay captain together with our barangay counselors, and of course the rest of the sponsors. Thank you so much for coming. Just sit back, relax, and enjoy. By that moment, since you're able to say some words prior to the event, so of course that decreases the tension that you are actually feeling before the event. And finally, the event is starting, and the voiceover has already announced the host of the evening, and that is you. And of course, our fifth tip is you need to have a strong and catchy introduction upon entering on the stage. Say, for example, "Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our all-time favorite search for outstanding amateur talents. This is Tawag ng Tanghalan sa Showtime. Maayong gabi ka natong tanan, and once again, ako nagapasalamat kaninyong tanan for coming over, and rest assured, each of you is going to have fun tonight." And yes, with that energy, keeping your introduction so simple yet vibrant, of course, you need now to take our tip number 6. Our tip number 6 is you need to build rapport. Yes, that is very important that you are to build connections or contact with your audience, since again, you're giving the show to them, not for yourself. Greet them at least. Say, for example, "Good evening, everyone. Hep hep. Hooray. Hep hep. Hooray." What a spirit. That is definitely the spirit that we are all looking for here tonight. And that's it. The audience will feel that they are acknowledged and they are valued in that evening. So are you now ready for our tip number 7? Here it goes. Our tip number 7 is do not speak English all the time. Yes, in hosting, it doesn't mean that you have to be so fluent or eloquent in speaking the language, which is English. Though you are going to speak in English most of the time, but not all the time, not in the entire duration of the program. because there are some audience that are entertained with vernaculars. Say, for example, you are going to do a short talk or a short interview with your audience. It's because the result is not yet in. Of course, you need to entertain them while waiting for the result. Let me give you a scenario. Maayong gabi kanimo din na, ma'am. How are you feeling tonight? Wow, that's very good to hear. Ma'am, kung ikaw ang pipilion, who do you think will win the crown tonight? Will that be number 6 or number 7? Nga naman. And yes, in that given example, the audience now will not be shy anymore in giving out her answer or her bet as to who is going to win the crown because you are speaking in vernacular, so therefore she can also speak in vernacular, right? And now, tip number 8. Do not throw green jokes. Yes, that's a big no-no in hosting. I know that you have that sense of humor, but it doesn't mean that you have to throw green jokes to your clients because that may sound insulting to them, and that's bad in hosting. So try to entertain your guests using nice and friendly words rather than green jokes. And tip number 9. You started the event with a very catchy and strong introduction. So you also have to end the program with a bang. So for example, the event is just done and you need to say thank you to the audience for being with you in the entire night. Let me give you a scenario. Here it goes. Wow, what a lovely evening this has been with you all here tonight. Each of you deserves a big round of applause. Can you please clap your hands, ladies and gentlemen? Well, once again, thank you all so much for coming over, and I hope you had a great time. And again, we hope to see you next year only here at the hottest male pageant in the town. This is Hari ng Batu 2019, the Coronation Night. Thank you all so much. Good evening. And finally, down to our last but definitely not the least tip. That's tip number 10. You have to keep on learning. Yes, that's right. You have to keep on learning. Keep on practicing so that you can be better. If not, you can be the best host in your town and one of the best hosts in the universe. Would you agree? All right. And there we have it, friends. I hope you love my 10 tips in hosting. Again, I am not a professional host, but I am basing these tips from my own experience. Thank you all so much for watching. And once again, do not forget to click on the subscribe button and the bell button for more notifications. Thank you so much.